Hey, recording. So, here I am at the Sacred Stone Camp of Standing Rock with the very one and only Tubby Love and Amber Lily and other friends. You want to introduce yourselves? Hey.
Mercedes.
Mercedes.
I'm Crystal.
Crystal, you did a great job on stage last night. That was awesome.
It was my first time singing in front of you.
I didn't hear it. We were gone.
It was super on point, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks. It was really fun.
Awesome. Peace. Yo. Hey. What is your name again, sister?
I'm Lindsay. I'm
Lindsay.
from Boulder.
Peace.
I'm not here since October 6th.
Awesome. Beautiful. I'm filming for People's Tribune.
Awesome.
Yeah, so.
Please tell everybody to come.
Yes.
We need more people. We're occupying space, y'all. You will be cared for and treated like family when you get here. Just come.
Come and see. The rock is standing. Yeah. Come and see. The water is talking. The dark way I sing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Beautiful. This is magical. So, this is Adam Gottlieb here, and it's actually my birthday today.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. So I'm 27 and couldn't be happier to be anywhere else in the whole wide world than right here. Today has been actually, it seems to me, I just got here yesterday morning, but it seems like these 2 days have been like among the two most dramatic days of the resistance. Yesterday was the biggest arrest of the resistance so far, 83. Originally we heard 41, but this morning they said 83 folks were arrested last night. And today they made a very urgent call for everyone to move camp to this new site right on the front lines to hopefully, you know, stop the construction project. And the police have been very aggressive. They're trying to like force out the new camp that is set up. So there's a lot happening right now, but I know that a lot of us here have been asking and talking and praying for the unity of this whole resistance and the unity of all the American people and the people of the world to come around. And it seems like today we're starting to see this on a new level here. So I'm feeling just incredibly blessed to be here to witness it. The fact that it's my birthday is just a very, you know, deep, personal, you know, profound thing for me right now too. So it's just the sense of gratitude for life. And water is life, so we are fighting for life. So, you know, I know that you guys went out there today, so I'd love to ask you a little bit about that, but also just about your role here as artists and how you see the role of artists and musicians in the movement, and then just your vision, you know, for this movement and for the society we live in and the world we live in. Because that's what the People's Tribune is about, you know, bringing the movement together for a whole new society. So, whatever, you know, time you have is cool, you know, but, start with today. So what happened this morning when you went out there?
So we answered a call this morning. Actually, I guess they started playing drums and making a call for people to wake up, water protectors. I didn't hear that, but I heard my mom. She woke us up.
Right, we were on the walk to Big Camp and the Unity Prayer.
Oh, you were there?
Too. Yeah.
Okay.
We just didn't go to the front lines.
Okay, yeah. So after we walked to that camp over there, which was already a good distance, early in the morning at dark, we decided to follow with the whole group and take the water prayer to the street and start marching towards the front lines. We knew that there was a big distance between that point and the point where they say if you cross this line, then you're at risk of arrest because it's trespassing. So we felt it out, you know, and we were curious at first who was leading it, kind of gauging like what faces were there. Was it a lot of natives that are living here that are leading this action? Is it more people that are new here? Who is this? And we all, my mom, Tubby, and I felt into our wisdom, and my mom checked with a few organizers and they said, yeah, this is a unified action. And we started noticing a whole line of cars coming with us along with, what, a couple hundred people maybe.
Sure, yeah, it looked like it.
So we realized, wow, okay, this is a unified effort coming from the big camp and from Sacred Stone Camp. So we decided to go, and they told us just to stay to the right of the white line. So if we were on the left of that, then we were a hazard and also at risk for arrest. So we all just started marching, and they asked for the warriors to go to the front. So a lot of the male warriors were walking in the front with drums, singing and playing. Some on horseback up there.
Wow.
And they just kept saying, they emphasized, stay close, stay close. So I guess the action the day before, they split up. People took rogue paths and were just divided, conquer and divide. So they said today, stay together, link arms with each other. And there were people all along the walk, in the road and on both sides and on the shoulder, saying, stay together, catch up. They would wait for us. And they had an elder at the front setting the pace. A quick elder, I guess. We have an elder setting pace, so keep up.
Wow.
Some people were playing
quick
drums,
elder.
some were singing. So there were probably 3 different songs going on because you couldn't hear. But it felt good.
It did feel good.
And we just, really
unified.
paid attention, right? Because we were very, we had those feelings, are we just going to be led somewhere and then be surrounded by police, because that had happened the day before, But we just, stayed with our attention about it. You want to share something?
Well, are we telling the whole story?
As much as you want, or as little as you want. You don't have to tell the whole story.
Well, it was beautiful. One of the highlights upon arriving at the site was the prayer. We formed a big circle with the drum in the center, and the first thing I noticed was that it wasn't only men drumming. Women were drumming and singing, and were singing, maybe not drumming, but singing. They were singing, and then in came the Rainbow Tribe too. It was like an outer ring of, it was all people, all colors, and really united, beautiful effort of, for all human beings, and not just human beings, but all creatures, because at the height of the prayer, 3 eagles flew overhead with with other bird nations.
Wow. We saw hella geese migrating over the prayer this morning, more than I thought was usual. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Then everyone just went up.
Powerful.
Wow.
Looking at the eagles.
Yeah, it was a powerful prayer.
Wow.
Very powerful. We were right up against the fence, and they said they were very clear, nobody crossed the fence, because that's the point where it's trespassing. And nobody do that today. We're not going. That's what we did yesterday. We're not doing that. That's not what we're here for. We're here for prayer. So I appreciated how clear that was. I felt very held by the organizers of it.
Yeah, I thought that message was very clear at the prayer this morning around the sacred fire at Big Camp as well. Yeah,
it's one thing to talk about it, and it's another to really to be it,
Yeah, and to be unified.
When you're there. So prayers for unity right now as we speak, as the rest of the unfoldment, which is still unfolding right now, which will continue to unfold until this stops. Right after the prayer, the action was to stake eminent domain on this land, on this side of the fence, not the side where Dapple is, but on this side of the fence, and put up some teepees, and that's exactly what happened
on the eavesment, right? Yeah.
In about 10 to 15 minutes, there were 2 teepees up already.
Quick
and
elders.
Circle dance going around.
Circle dance.
200 people, easy, circling.
Probably 200 circling.
Just huge. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Everybody was dancing. It was keep dancing, dance harder, pray harder.
Circle in the middle drumming, teepees here, and then a giant circle dance.
And,
and then another layer.
And the call was to move the camp there. That was the big call.
Right.
And that's what's happening now.
As we speak.
As we speak.
Yeah.
As we speak, they're asking people to come down and support.
Yeah.
Because there's talk of more enforcement coming.
Right.
Safety in numbers.
Yeah.
That was said a lot today. Safety in numbers, and it sure felt that way.
Definitely. Felt like we had some power, you know, while we were together praying, you know, really the power for the people to make the statement, you know, there's enough of us here, like for the same reasons, you know, we come from all corners of the earth. It's not just one issue, but like there's enough people from so many corners. This magnet is strong right now, and it's only getting stronger, you know.
Wow. Peace. Yeah, feel free to conduct your business or whatever, you know. Yeah, obviously we're here at the welcoming table, so I don't want to take you away from your duties. But, thank you for all of that. And, I'm really grateful for all those details.
I like details.
Yes. So, we're here at Sacred Stone Camp, which has been, having a concert this weekend. Where we've been playing. Y'all played 2 nights ago, right? I played last night.
Play again tonight.
And you play again tonight.
Yeah.
So, could you talk a little bit about what you see as the role of artists and musicians in this movement, and maybe even, you know, the social and political movements happening around the country in general, if you see them
The magnet's
in the
getting
same way?
stronger. Yeah, that's what it is. Amber and I talk about it all the time. Sometimes we'll start jamming or freestyling, playing music, and then all of a sudden we'll look up and there's a swarm of people around us, you know. That's what music does. That's what that prayer energy does, you know. And as holders of those songs and carriers of that music,
Lily Fang!
we love you guys.
Yo, peace, sister.
For real, for real.
See you in 2 months.
All right, bless you.
Bless you. Be safe and healthy.
Yeah, that's some magnets going back to their posts so that they can continue to rock that currency. You know, we set up all over the place, all over this earth, you know, all of us. But it's amazing when we converge here like this, you know. Good counsels, great minds, and, you know, you really get to see the people who come to learn and come in a good way and want to serve, you know, the people who show up here, like the musicians, and, you know, you get to see people's hearts, truly, you know.
Music as a magnet. Yeah. I love that image because it does, like, from the smallest scale, brings people together. You know, you hear it. What's that? People come, and we've been talking about the best way to use that magnet. So we have to be intentional about it. Because if you just start it, I've been sensitive to starting jams here in the daytime when work is to be happening.
Right.
Because it can take away from what needs to be going on, you know.
Right.
We've seen that a lot.
Yep.
And it can also bring people to exactly where you want people to be.
Right.
And a lot of people have come here because of this festival this weekend.
Right.
And I've heard mixed thoughts about that because maybe
yeah.
some people showed up in a great way and did lend a hand, and maybe others didn't.
Yeah. I was hearing about that too. Yeah.
So I'm sure that's how it is. Like, we're learning as a family what it means to enact these ideas of love and support and community and helping each other, you know.
Yeah.
So we're really in the practice right now.
Right.
And on a bigger scale, music is what's bringing a lot of us all together in general. You know, this is how we met Kelly Love. Kelly Love's the reason we've been here at Standing Rock at all. She's written songs. We've all written songs for this place.
Y'all have a whole EP out. The movement. That's like a soundtrack.
Together, the movement
of this resistance. Yeah.
It's the sound.
Oh, it's great. Folks got to check it out. Yeah.
Tribe.bandcamp.com.
Thank you. No, absolutely. Yeah, we'll link it on the Facebook page. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason people have come to Hawaii is because of Nako's music.
Yeah. And when I got here with my crew from Chicago yesterday morning, right here at the welcoming table, they were making everyone sign up for a project, but in order to enter, because I had heard the day before hadn't been, you know, as unified about that aspect of it. So I appreciate you commenting on that, you know, and those nuances. But I do think that the music overall is bringing together. And every time I go around a sacred fire, that's what the elders ask for. Today we came back because we didn't go to the front lines, and so we came back to the sacred fire, and it was just a small group of people, and they were keeping the fire. And I just happened to have my buffalo drum, and Romy happened to have his guitar, not even our primary instruments, and they saw us and they were like, "Hey, play us a song." And so we traded instruments and started playing. It was great, and just making up stuff, new words to old songs too, you know, and like it is like a language that unites all nations, you know.
Brings so much joy.
Yeah.
We were asked last night to play at the fire.
Yeah.
One of the uncles was like, "Hey, after you play at that stage, will you come to the fire and play?"
Right.
And we didn't play the stage last night, but we promised we would, and we stayed there for hours.
Wow.
And again, the magnet.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really a special thing to be able to share that medicine, especially the medicine that comes through us, you know, to be able to share those songs at a sacred fire with indigenous elders, with, you know, songs from their, you know, their whole lineage and for their prayers, you know, and to be welcomed by that.
Right.
You know, it's really special, and it takes time and respect, you know.
Right.
And patience, you know. Our crew was here for about 2 months before Amber and I rolled up, and they have been doing a lot of work, you know.
Right.
About a month,
Yeah.
And for the first whole month that they were here, they didn't play a song. Maybe with the kids, like Jordan would play some guitar, but we, you know, we wrote to them and we're like, "Do you need to know the chords? We're in this together." And they're like, you know, like the elders and the youth, like they're singing their songs.
Right.
And we are learning from them.
That's right.
And then the first night we got here, actually, they were invited to share, so we got to share on the fire. But it took a month or 5 weeks of trust building.
Wow.
So that's something really like, as we blend these tribes and bring the rainbow family in, and are like freeing our voices, we have to be really careful about when is appropriate. Like, is now a time where it's really gonna bring more unity? Or is now the time to truly listen?
Thank you.
And like probably choose listening. Let's choose listening first.
Until we're invited.
Until we're invited and asked for, because it will come.
No,
it will come. The invitation will come.
That's so important. Thank you so much for saying that. And I have noticed that a lot of the elders have, you know, talked about this rainbow family, and our friend Kylo, he says, you know, it's like, some people tell me that's just new age bullshit, but it's not, you know. They really, you know, believe in it. And actually what happened after we played a song or two was the same elder who asked us to, his name was Emmanuel, he asked for the buffalo drum, and he took it and he played us about 6 or 7 sacred prayer songs, because it was a sacred fire, and we were all praying for the warriors, the water protectors who were out there. We were all trying to stay in a calm, you know, prayerful space, because if not, we would get very worried, you know, because we wanted to be out there, but we had to stay back. So that was a very practical use for the music, and it was a great honor to hear all of these songs that he then shared with us too. You know, so it was beautiful.
Practical use for the music.
Prayer right now.
It's
not a prayer song. You might want to leave it in your back pocket. That's what I'm trying to tell my rainbow brothers and sisters. You know, it's a special time right now. It is, and you know, and all music is sacred and special, and you know, right now we're praying intentionally. You know, it's everything we're doing here is very intentional. Right. So it's a good reminder, you know, and the elders help remind us that. Absolutely.
Thank you. So, my last question, we usually end with this question in the People's Tribune, because we're trying to help the people collectively articulate a vision of the kind of world we want to live in and society we want to live in. And we have our ideas, but we want to hear your ideas. So what is your vision for the world that we're fighting for? Not just the, you know, the river, even though it is a river that ultimately affects, I heard 18.5 million people was the latest number I heard. Okay, so that's a good start. But if we're imagining a whole new world, and from listening to y'all's music, I know that you are, what does that world look like? What is your vision?
Zion in a vision. What is it?
My God, I mean, dare we imagine a world that we truly want to live in? And
Right.
that we know we deserve to live in and that all children deserve to inherit. Dare we imagine a world where no one's hungry, where everyone has food.
Thank
where
you.
land and soil can grow food.
Yeah.
You know, where ecosystems can be restored
Yes,
to grow
Jeff.
life the way they want to.
People have the right to that land
Right.
Yes.
to do that with it.
No wars over land.
No wars.
Dare we imagine no war?
No wars.
Dare we imagine peace? Truly active peace. We have a lot of work to do. Sometimes I think, like, well, what do we do if we're not fighting? Well, we're going to be healing the soil.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of work to
Harnessing
do.
a lot of
That's for
energy
sure.
for the-
We got to save the planet first
Well, we
off,
have
for
all the
starters.
energy available.
Save the boat.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the thing. We just
have
gotta
it all.
demand those solutions be put into place. You know, and that's what we're doing with our every breath. That's why we do what we do. You know, is we are, because it gets difficult sometimes riding around the country with the vision, you know, of that better world, singing "Keep the Oil in the Ground," burning up all that oil. You know, it's like we played on a stage with a generator. You know,
Right.
This is where our
Isn't it ironic? All of us drinking plastic water
Right.
bottles,
But
you
it's
know.
where we are right now.
That's
you
right,
know?
and it's
yeah.
living the solution. And it starts
Yes.
with I and I. It starts with one. You know, and you know, how are we living this solution? Amber, Lily, and I are living on a farm on Kauai right now that's completely off the grid.
Right.
Run by solar power, and we're growing organic food.
Right.
And that's one way, you know. But there's so much land here on Turtle Island. There's so much land all over the earth, you know. And we grow a lot of lawns in the world that I want to live in. There's a lot of food growing for everyone. No one is hungry, you know. Yeah.
Right.
I want to see, like, I want every human on earth to have a sense of true purpose for being alive. Because as we said, there's so much work to be done. That idea of unemployment, like, just throw that away, you know?
Right. Thank you.
Right
Thank you.
work, you know, the right to right work, to just work on this earth.
For the earth,
And
for ourselves.
the earth, and a sense of purpose, because we're disconnected from the joy of labor, of doing work,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Seeing
And it's
things
such
grow.
a joy to be in the land and to use these bodies we have, use our hands and use our muscles. And
Creation.
I want to see kids playing and being safe to play, and people of all color being safe to walk the garden, walk the streets, whatever it is.
Right.
We have purpose and empowerment, like the way that we have to understand, like the constitutional republic that we live in, and how we do need to communicate with each other on who we want to elect to represent us in the system we're in. And if we don't want that, then we need to communicate with each other.
Right.
How we want to change that.
How do we want to govern ourselves? Right.
Back to the
Self-governance.
Yeah.
Community, build that, trust each other, build that trust,
Yes.
and empower ourselves to be able to be vulnerable with each other like that. It's
Right.
almost back into itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Local
It's
community.
happening. I'm seeing it here at Standing Rock.
Right.
This is closer to the world that I want to live in here at this camp than a lot of cities that I've been in, isolated. You know, that isolation is tearing us apart. That's what a president is. It's isolated leadership. You know what I mean? That's what being a rock star is. You know? That's why we're
Thank
not
you.
playing on, you know, giant stages and trying to take the shortcuts. You know what I mean? And selling our souls away. We're doing it step by step, and we pray for this. We pray for this to be useful, to have purpose with our music, and it manifested here. We literally said, like, Jah, take us to the pipelines. Like, we want to sing there. We want to sing with the people, you know, and build that magnet, you know, for what needs our attention right now, desperately on this planet. You know?
Right. Thank you.
Yeah,
I feel.
Today, Keeny Boy said, "I made a good song."
Ha! Yes.
Yeah, right. That's what I want.
Keeny Boy is 3 years old, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I made a good song. Tip, step.
Yes.
He's on the EP, right?
Is he?
Yeah. We'll feature it.
Nice. Oh.
Together.
Man, I love that EP so much.
Yeah.
So in that song you mentioned, Tubby, Keep the Oil in the Ground, there's that line that Jordan says, I think, we have everything we need to live sustainably and ethically.
Yeah.
And I think about that a lot when I think about my vision for Zion, for the new world, you know, the kingdom of God, you know, the whatever prophecy or way you want to think about it, just a new and better world, you know, and where we can live in peace. And one thing I've also heard a lot of people say, like one guy on the stage last night said, you know, if we can combine peace.
Speak of the Jordy.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. That's fine. Yeah, we can take a moment here. Peace. Yo, we're just doing an interview and stuff.
Don't leave though.
Don't leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We went. It was awesome.
We were just talking about you.
Yeah, we just talking about you.
Yeah.
We just talk about you. And then you manifest it.
You know, like you do. So, no, just that idea that if we can combine this ancient or indigenous way of living that indigenous peoples for centuries have lived all over the world, of living cooperatively with each other and with the earth, with some of, you know, the science and technology that we have today, we really do have everything we need to live sustainably and ethically.
Hey!
That's what...
With the most high energy, bring a heartbeat to the one child gathering.
And I want to say that we talked yesterday about the want to romanticize the old ways.
Right.
And sometimes we forget how tribes warred against each other, and you know, wars have been going on forever. There's sacrifice, so we can also learn from that. We see that
absolutely.
war destroys.
Yeah, and while still allowing
Greater
people
peace.
to live in their own way too. So I think that's all I want to say, as well as like this thing that I've heard, that there are many roles here. Like there's the role for the prayer camp and the role for the direct action camp. But then also in the wider movement, there are many roles. You know, like I have so much respect for the folks who are creating these alternative ways of living outside of the cities. But for me, you know, I've found my role really staying in Chicago deliberately, because as much isolation as there is also this abundance of cultural resources and people and ways to communicate. And so that's where my work is in the communication and, you know, the education and the arts that are happening there. So there's many roles out there.
Yes.
And I think that's all I have to say. If anyone else would like to say any last things for the people, we're going to post this on the
Big ups
People's
to
Trade.
everybody holding it down in a Babylon, you know, planting up Zion, you know, inside of Babylon, because we need that. That is the peaceful warrior action that you're doing, Brother Adam, and our friends at, you know, Jerusalem Farm in Kansas City are doing, holding it down, and just everyone all across the world who hold that seed for community in places with so many walls.
Right.
Yeah, just big ups to everybody doing that work. We appreciate you all, and we hope to connect it to your network soon. Look us up, y'all.
All right.
One tribe.
One tribe. And yeah, just like there will be many roles in that new world where we'll find our right work, like you said, Amber. Aho.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all so much. Bless.
Bless.
Peace.